So in the next line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 5 to the third power raised to the 1/3. Then this is still 7 to the 1/3. I've got x to the first power, which is just x to the 2/3, which is just that, and then y to the third. Now, 1/3 of 3 is 1, so I've got just 5 times 7 to the 1/3. It looks like 7 and 1/3, but it's 7 to the 1/3 times x to the 2/3 times y to the third. Now, if I follow this up here, because I'm starting to run out of room, if I take all the bases that have an integer, a positive integer, or a whole number for its power, in other words, I have 5 to the first power, x to the first power, and y to the third power, I'm going to toss those to the front, and that leaves me with 7 to the 1/3 times x to the 2/3. Now, in the next step, I'm going to factor out that 1/3. In other words, 7 to the first power raised to the 1/3 gives me this. X squared raised to the 1/3 is the same as saying x to the 2/3. Now remember, if I raise anything to the 1/3, it's the same as taking the cube root. So all this stuff I'm just going to leave alone. And so my final reduced answer is 5x y cubed to the third root of 7x squared. Now, if you go up here, this is where we started, right? This is where we end up. It doesn't look too simplified, but it is. It is. Because we're going to have to plug in a value for x and a value for y. And believe it or not, this right here is a little bit easier than the other one. Okay?